How to deal with toxic people without losing yourself. Everyone says, cut toxic people off, protect your energy, remove negativity from your life. But what if I told you, toxic people are not the real problem? The real problem is what they activate inside you. Because here's the truth. If someone can emotionally control you, they still have access to your nervous system. And today, we're going to talk about how to take that power back. What is a toxic person, really? Let's define it clearly. A toxic person is someone who consistently violates boundaries, manipulates emotions, plays victim, gaslights, creates chaos, drains your mental energy. But here's the deeper truth. Toxic behavior is predictable. Your reaction to it is automatic. And that's where your growth begins. What happens in your brain when someone criticizes, manipulates, or disrespects you? Your amygdala activates. Your brain perceives social rejection as physical danger. Studies show social pain activates similar neural circuits as physical pain. So when someone invalidates you, your body reacts as if you've been attacked. Heart rate increases. Cortisol rises, fight or flight activates. Now here's the trap. If you grew up around emotional instability, chaos feels familiar. And the brain prefers familiar over healthy. So you may unconsciously tolerate toxic dynamics because they feel normal. Not because you're weak, but because your nervous system is conditioned. Why you keep engaging? Be honest. Have you ever replayed an argument for hours? Imagined what you should have said? Felt angry long after the interaction ended? That's not them controlling you anymore. That's you rehearsing the emotional loop. Toxic people often feed on reaction. Reaction gives them energy. And every time you over-explain, defend, or emotionally react, you reinforce the dynamic. Not because you want to, but because your ego wants validation. Your ego wants to win. But healing isn't about winning, it's about detaching. Toxic family. When you can't just walk away, toxic coworkers, you can quit. Toxic friends, you can distance yourself. But toxic family, that's different. Because family shaped your nervous system. If you grew up with emotional unpredictability, criticism, guilt, conditional love. Your brain wired around survival. So when a parent dismisses you today, you don't just feel annoyed, you feel small again, like a child seeking approval. And here's the painful truth. You are not responsible for regulating adults who refuse to regulate themselves. Boundaries with family feel cruel at first. But boundaries are clarity. You can love someone without giving them unlimited access to your inner world. Toxic relationships. Why you stay longer than you should. Toxic relationships aren't addictive because of love. They're addictive because of intensity. Hot and cold behavior creates dopamine spikes. Intermittent reinforcement is neurologically powerful. Your brain starts chasing emotional relief. Not connection, relief. When they withdraw, you feel anxious. When they return, you feel euphoria. That's not love, that's nervous system dysregulation. You rationalize, they'll change. It's complicated. They just had a hard childhood. But patterns are louder than promises. Healthy love feels stable. If you constantly feel anxious, confused, or small, it's not chemistry, it's conditioning. Toxic workplace. Protecting your mind when you can't leave immediately. Not all toxic environments are personal. Some are structural, but chronic stress rewires your brain. Constant criticism, instability, pressure. Your nervous system stays in fight or flight, even at home. Here's how you stay powerful. Separate identity from performance. Avoid internalizing toxic leadership. Document facts, not emotions. Build an exit strategy quietly. You may not control the environment immediately, but you control your regulation. And regulation is power. The shift from reactivity to power. Power is not emotional dominance. Power is emotional regulation. When someone tries to provoke you and you stay grounded, their strategy fails. Why? Because manipulation needs reaction. No reaction equals no fuel. Now, this doesn't mean suppress emotion. It means regulate it. Pause. Slow your breathing. Lengthen the exhale. Create space between stimulus and response. That space is where identity is built. Ask yourself, why does this trigger me? What belief about myself feels threatened? Sometimes toxic people trigger wounds, rejection wounds, abandonment wounds, not enough wounds. The work isn't controlling them. It's healing what they activate. Practical strategy. Here's how you deal with toxic people intelligently. Level 1. Boundaries clear, short, calm. I'm not comfortable with that. I won't engage in this conversation. That doesn't work for me. No long explanations. Level 2. Reduced access. Not everyone deserves full emotional access to you. Limit exposure, limit vulnerability, limit time. Level 3. Detachment. Detachment is not coldness, it's neutrality. You stop trying to fix them. You stop trying to be validated. You stop trying to win. And when you emotionally detach, you regain energy. In conclusion, here's the final truth. Toxic people don't destroy your peace. Unregulated reactions do. When you master your nervous system, you become untouchable. Not because people stop being toxic, but because they stop having access to your internal state. And that is freedom. If this video helped you see things differently, subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.